Yo, what's up guys? It's NLG here, and today I'm bringing you episode 2 of our PWG Guerrilla Warfare series, of course PWG in 2020, and today we have night 1 and night 2 of the Battle of Los Angeles. One of the most prestigious tournaments in all of wrestling. Who do you think's gonna win it? Now, our brackets for tonight, if I click on the right one, which is this one. Yes, so our brackets for tonight. ACH battles Trey Miguel. Leo Rush battles Zachary Wentz. Alex Shelley competes against the debuting Daniel McCarby. Ace Austin makes his PWG debut. He battles one of the tournament favourites, Jonathan Gresham. Desmond Xavier of the Rascals, former PWG World Tag Team Champion. He competes against Ray Horus. California's own Brody King battles one half of the World Tag Team Champions Chris Sabin. And your main event, non-tournament matchup, Fred Yehai teams up with Tony Deppen. They fought on the last event. They team up against Chris Hero and Jeff Cobb. Those are your brackets for night 1. Your brackets for night 2, the final round 1 matches. We have Alex Zane going up against Blake Christian. They won tag team action last event. Bandito will battle Chris Hero. That's your world heavyweight champion, Bandito. Daniel Garcia makes his debut. He's fighting Tony Deppen. Dragon Lee goes up against Laredo Kid in a battle between two of Mexico's finest junior heavyweights. Flamita fights former world heavyweight champion Jeff Cobb, and Fred Yehai makes his first BOLA appearance. He fights Kevin Blackwood in Blackwood's PWG debut. Your non-tournament main event will be the World Tag Team Champions, the Motor City Machine Guns, competing in non-championship action. They compete against ACH and Leo Rush. Who do you think will win out of all 24 competitors? Do comment down below. I am genuinely very intrigued to see what everybody's prediction is. However, without any further ado, live from the Globe Theatre, it's showtime. We kick things off with a 57, when a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. ACH goes 2 for 2 in his newest stint here in PWG, as he defeats Trey Miguel in 12:56 by pinfall to Ready or Not, Here I Come. He should be winning with the Midnight Fly, or is it the Dragonfly? I think it's the Midnight Fly. His 450, but either way, it'll have to do. A 53 for ACH, a 57 for Trey Miguel. So Trey was the better performer, but it's ACH. He's not losing this match. He's on a hot streak right now, you know? He's got the entire wrestling world behind him. He's a phenomenal junior heavyweight. And Trey, he's a solid performer, but he's not ACH. I like ACH. ACH gets the win. Up next, we have a 58 rated bout, and it's 0 for 2 for the Rascals, as Zachary Wentz lasts 14 minutes and 7 seconds before being pinned by Leo Rush with that Rush Hour. That was a bout that had good wrestling, so that's always good to see. A 56 from Leo and a 49 from Zachary Wentz. Only 1 year age gap between these two men, which is interesting to think, considering the fact that Leo Rush has been to WWE. He's had a stint there. He's former NXT Cruiserweight Champion. It's interesting to see the fact that Zachary Wentz is a year older than Leo. I think we often forget just how young Leo is. You could easily think he's like 29, but no. Fair play to the lad for what he's accomplished in a short period of time. Next up, we have a 56, where in a bout that had great wrestling but didn't have much heat, Alex Shelley, Daniel McCarby, a dream match for you technical wrestling fans, and Alex Shelley gets the victory. It went 14-40. He taps out McCarby to the Border City stretch. A 68 for one off the PWG World Tag Team Champions there. 56 for McCarby in his debut. The match was poorly placed. Yeah, I should have thought about that if I'm honest. The match was a little too short for an important match in the eyes of our audience. But Daniel McCarby is like unimportant on our roster. That doesn't make sense. If Randy Orton fought, say, Babatunde in Babatunde's Raw debut, it wouldn't be an important match in the eyes of the audience because a lot of them don't know who Babatunde is. I don't know why I use Babatunde as an example. I really like Daniel McCall, but they're two very different competitors. Could this be a teaser for Babatunde debuting soon? Who knows? Next up, we have a 64 where in a bout that had superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Ace Austin, Jonathan Gresham, 15 minutes, 51 seconds, and Jonathan Gresham gets the pinfall victory. He defeats the former Impact Wrestling X Division champion, Ace with a 54, John Gresham with a 74. A phenomenal performance from Gresham there. This match was a little too short for an important match in the eyes of our audience. Ace Austin's well known on our roster. That's a star versus well known. This is just a main eventer versus like a mid-carder, really. Is that really important? Who's two people that would work? If Daniel Bryan fought Chad Gable on SmackDown and it went 15 minutes and 51 seconds, the fans wouldn't be going, that match was a little too short for an important match. That match was important. They'd be like, that was a cracking match, that. So, yeah, I think TW needs to be less negative with these penalties. Next up, we have a 52, where in a decent match, Desmond Xavier is victorious over Ray Horace, pulls one back for the Rascals, gets the win in 12:31, but not with the 6:30 for some reason. Desmond with a 42 to Ray Horace's 51. Both men really off their games, which is a big shame. I really expected big things from this match, so I think that we'll have to do a rematch in the near future, if I remember. Up next, we have a 59, where in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. 21 minutes, 51 seconds. It's Brody King, it's Chris Sabin, and it's advancing to the second round of BOLA for Brody King. 21 minutes and 51 seconds it took for him to put away Chris Sabin with that Gonzo bomb. A heavyweight versus a junior heavyweight. Two fantastic competitors, but in the end, the younger man gets the victory for one of the first times tonight, actually. But a big win for Brody King there. He's getting some momentum going. He could be a dark horse for BOLA this year. And with the pinfall victory over one of the tag team champions, maybe, just maybe, we've got a future world tag team title match for Brody King there. But he doesn't have a partner. We follow this up with a 63, where in your main event of the evening we have tag team action. As in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Chris Hero and Jeff Cobb battled Freddie Ahai and Tony Deppen, and after 14.5 minutes, Chris Hero pins Tony Deppen, knocking him clean out with that rolling elbow. All four of these men would have a fantastic tag bout. All four of these men would have fantastic singles bouts as well. Cobb with a 55, Ahai with a 55, 57 for Deppen, 68 for Chris Hero, and would you look at that, Freddie Ahai and Tony Deppen showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Now, fun fact, I was actually looking at building up a feud between Freddie Ahai and Tony Deppen. They won the same bout on the last card, I do believe. I thought maybe we could have a mini feud with them, but maybe, just maybe, these two men might end up in tag team action here at the Globe Theatre more and more in the future. We're going to compliment Chris Hero, compliment Freddie Ahai, and we are going to praise Jonathan Gresham for a phenomenal performance there in what was the match of the night on night one. There is Bad Bones and Rampage Brown, two people who've never fought in PWG. And I will see you all in just a second, ladies and gentlemen, where I will bring you night 2 of BOLA. Night 3 will come in the next episode, but night 2 will come to you all in just uno momento. And so here we are with night 2, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, your card is Daniel Garcia versus Tony Deppen, Freddie Ahai, Kevin Blackwood, Alex Zane against Blake Christian, Flamita Jeff Cobb, Dragon Lee against Laredo Kid, Bandito vs Chris Hero, and a main event of ACH and Neil Rush against the Motor City Machine Guns. Let's jump right into the card, ladies and gentlemen. We kick things off in the Globe Theatre Wearing about that had decent wrestling, Tony Deppen taps out the debuting Daniel Garcia in 14:59 via submission. Well, of course he tapped him out via submission. He's not going to tap him out with a pinfall. Daniel Garcia with a 39 to Tony Deppen's very impressive rating of 60. This match got the crowd hotter and got the show off to a strong start, which is good to see. One thing I forgot to mention, in show number 1 or night 1, the commentator was Chris Hero for the entire night, and the commentator for night 2 is Alex Shelley, so they partner Excalibur in the booth tonight. Match number 2, in a bout that had good wrestling, Fred Yehi defeated Kevin Blackwood in 12:46 when he tapped him out with a Koji clutch. A victory for the Savage Weight. He advances to night 3. A big win for Fred Yehi there, getting a 63. Kevin Blackwood with a 44, which isn't bad if he and Daniel Garcia got a bit more popularity under their belt. We could see them get a bit better of a rating, and that would be lovely to see. Two very good debutants here this weekend. Up next, we have a 58, when about that had decent wrestling, two people who have a bit of history there, Alex Zane and Blake Christian. It took 12 minutes and 59 seconds, but in the end, Zane put Christian away with that patented 6:30 senton. Zane with the 58, which is very impressive in comparison to Blake Christian's 41. This match got the crowd buzzing on what is a huge night of fantastic matches, at least on paper. Hopefully they carry out and look just as good at the end. Next up, we have a 61, where in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, your former PWG World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Athletic Jeff Cobb, defeats Flamita in 15:18 via pinfall following a tour of the Islands. Flamita with a 61, higher than Jeff Cobb's 56 there. This match was a little too short for an important match in the eyes of our audience. Jeff Cobb advances to round 2 of BOLA 2020. We follow this matchup where in a 70, in a bout that had great wrestling between two of Mexico's finest cruiserweights, as I said earlier today, Dragon Lee defeats Laredo Kid, a victory for the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. He gets that win with the Operation Dragon in 13:22. Dragon Lee with a 73 to Laredo Kid's 50. A fantastic performance there from Dragon Lee, who advances to the next round. And I believe it's our final tournament bout of the night, is it? It is! As in a bout that had a superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Bandido fought Chris Hero, and after 21 minutes and 32 seconds, your PWG World Heavyweight Champion tapped the fuck out to the knockout artist's Hangman's clutch. The club theatre was shook. They were shooketh. Chris Hero made Bandido tap, and the crowd was amazed. These two men have great chemistry and it's shown their performances. And Chris Hero, even if he doesn't win BOLA, he has earned a shot with this victory at Bandido's World Heavyweight Championship in the future. Bandido with a 70, Chris Hero with a 63. In case anyone's wondering why Bandido lost, I didn't want him to go out first round. However, he's booked for night 3 of the tournament, and he was also booked for night 1 of the tournament. I wanted to keep BOLA on a weekend type deal, and yeah, he had to go out round 1, and who better to have him go out to than Chris Hero, a man who in PWG is on the warpath since departing NXT. The last 2 years of his career haven't been up to standard, unfortunately. He's been booked like shit, and he's lost a little bit of his aura, but he is getting that back here with a submission victory over someone who, let's not forget, that going into the pandemic was one of the hottest 5 stars on the planet. This guy was riding a wave of momentum, and he's just tapped out to Chris Hero. And I'm glad they've got great chemistry, because if Bandido is still champion after BOLA, then he's got to fight Chris Hero, and that's going to be a great, great match yet again, as that's already got a 74, as it's time for your main event of the evening, ACH and Leo Rush, the Motor City Machine Guns 2v2 in a 19-minute and 50-second bout. It had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The Motor City Machine Guns get the victory when Alex Shelley pinned Leo Rush, with a dirt bomb. Chris Sabin with a 51, who was really off his game. Shelley with a 71, a 60 for ACH, a 64 for Leo Rush. Great performances there. Sabin not quite up to scratch there, but of course he was really off his game. Got the crowd buzzing, did the main event, getting a 73 rating, which is phenomenal. Really can't complain there. Good performances from ACH and Leo Rush, going 20 minutes with one of the best tag teams of the millennium, but of course they were defeated because they're not a tag team. ACH and Leo Rush do not get to beat a white-hot Motor City Machine Guns pairing. That's Wrestling 101 right there. But in the future, maybe if ACH and Leo Rush keep teaming together, maybe in a year or so, they'll be able to defeat the Motor City Machine Guns. We round off the show in the episode with a 72 overall rating. This show increased our popularity in Uno regions. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say that at least in this save, PWG's momentum is back. A BOLA tournament so far consisting solely of people based in North America. I thought it's fair to have a couple people travel down from Canada, like a Daniel McCorvey. It's okay to have a couple people travel up from Mexico, but we won't be bringing anyone in just yet from Oceania or Britain. This increased our popularity in one region. We have praise to give. Alex Shelley, you were excellent. Dragon Lee, you were excellent. And Bandito, you were excellent. My sons, what a phenomenal show. A 70, a 73, and a 74 for our final bout of the evening. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If so, I hope to see you all very, very shortly for night 3 of BOLA. Who do you think will win? Comment down below, and I'll see you all very, very soon.